The unexpected invitation. "You're not seriously considering going," Daniel said, his voice tight with concern as they walked through Prospect Park. The Sunday afternoon sunshine belied the tension between them. Vanessa clutched the wedding invitation, its edges now worn from her constant handling. "I don't know what I'm considering," she admitted. "But there's something poetic about it, don't you think? The wrong ex-girlfriend showing up at the wedding? This isn't a rom-com, Ness. This is real life." Daniel stopped walking, turning to face her. "What's the best outcome here? You cause a scene, embarrass yourself, and give Ryan the satisfaction of calling you crazy?" His words stung with their truth. "That's not what I want." "Then what do you want?" The question hung between them. Vanessa stared at a nearby family flying a kite, watching the bright fabric dance against the blue sky. I want him to acknowledge what he did, not just to me, but to himself. I want the truth to matter." Daniel's expression softened. "I understand that, but a wedding isn't the place." "Maybe you're right." Vanessa slipped the invitation back into her purse. "I'll sleep on it." But sleep proved elusive. Night after night, Vanessa found herself awake at 3 a.m., imagining different versions of what might happen if she attended the wedding. In some scenarios, she stood up dramatically during the objection part of the ceremony. In others, she simply sat quietly, her presence enough to unsettle Ryan's carefully constructed narrative. A week before the wedding, Vanessa met with Lauren, Ryan's cousin, at a quiet cafe in Brooklyn. "I wasn't sure you'd call," Lauren said, stirring her latte. She was sharper around the edges than Ryan, with shrewd eyes that seemed to assess everything. "I'm still not sure why you invited me," Vanessa countered. Lauren sighed. "Ryan's my cousin and I love him. But what he did to you wasn't right. The way he's rewritten history made it seem like you were just some casual thing." She paused. "Olivia has no idea. She thinks they met after you two broke up." Vanessa felt a pang of sympathy for the bride-to-be. Does she need to know? Maybe they're happy now. "A marriage built on lies isn't a marriage that will last," Lauren said simply. "I'm not asking you to make a scene, but your presence alone might be enough to make Ryan face what he's done." The meeting left Vanessa more conflicted than ever. That evening, she pulled out the letter she'd written weeks ago, reading it again with fresh eyes. It wasn't vengeful or bitter. It was honest in a way that felt healing rather than harmful. She called Daniel, who arrived at her apartment an hour later with takeout and patient ears. "I think I'm going to go," she told him, after explaining her meeting with Lauren. "Not to ruin anything, but to reclaim my story. To be seen." Daniel was quiet for a long moment. "If you go, I'm going with you. Not inside, but I'll wait outside. So you have someone to leave with whatever happens." Vanessa felt a rush of gratitude for his steadfast friendship. "Thank you." The night before the wedding, Vanessa carefully folded her letter and placed it in her purse alongside the RSVP card she'd never sent back. She chose her outfit with deliberate care, a simple blue dress, elegant but understated. Nothing that screamed scorned woman, but nothing that would allow her to fade into the background either. As she prepared for bed, her phone pinged with a text from an unknown number. "I know you're coming tomorrow. Please don't make a scene." Olivia Vanessa stared at the message, heart racing. How had Olivia gotten her number? Did she know the truth? The questions swirled as she typed and deleted multiple responses, finally settling on, "I'm not coming to hurt anyone," just for closure. The reply came immediately. "We should talk. Before the ceremony. Meet me in the bridal suite at 2 p.m. Sleep was impossible after that. Vanessa lay awake, watching shadows play across her ceiling, wondering what Olivia Spencer could possibly want to say to her, and what she would say in return. The reception revelation. The Wentworth Hotel gleamed like a polished jewel in the afternoon sun, its ballrooms and gardens transformed for what the society pages had dubbed the wedding of the season. Vanessa felt distinctly out of place as she passed through its ornate lobby, clutching her purse like a lifeline. Following the discreet signs for the wedding party, she made her way to the bridal suite. Her knock was answered by a harried-looking bridesmaid who eyed her suspiciously. "I'm here to see Olivia," Vanessa said, surprised by the steadiness in her voice. "She's expecting me." The bridesmaid disappeared, returning moments later with a curt nod. 5 minutes. Olivia Spencer was even more striking in person, wrapped in a silk robe with her blonde hair twisted up in preparation for her veil. She dismissed the hovering bridesmaids with a gentle but firm command, waiting until the door closed behind them. "Vanessa Morgan," she said, her voice cool but not unkind. "I've heard a lot about you," though apparently not the whole truth. Vanessa remained standing, uncertain of her welcome. "What do you mean?" "2 days ago, I found an old phone of Ryan's while we were packing for the honeymoon." Olivia's composure slipped slightly. The dates didn't add up. "When I confronted him, he admitted there was some overlap." "Overlap," Vanessa repeated, the clinical word inadequate for the months of deception. Olivia's eyes flashed. "He swears it was just emotional, that nothing physical happened until after you were over. He says you were already drifting apart." The familiar narrative made Vanessa's chest tighten. "That's not true," she said quietly. "We were talking about moving in together. He disappeared for a business trip, a trip I now know you were on, and came back a different person." Something shifted in Olivia's expression. "The Sedona trip," she said. "He told me it was his first time there." An uncomfortable silence stretched between them, two women connected by the same man's lies. "Why are you still marrying him?" Vanessa finally asked. Olivia turned to the window, sunlight illuminating the fine structure of her face. 200 guests. $50,000. My father's heart condition. Pick a reason." She turned back, her gaze direct. "Or maybe because I want to believe people can change. That what we have now matters more than how it started." Vanessa felt a strange sympathy bloom between them. "I'm not here to stop your wedding." "Then why are you here?" "For the truth," Vanessa said simply. "To stop letting him control the narrative." The ceremony passed in a blur of string quartets and floral arrangements. Vanessa sat in the back, watching Ryan stand at the altar, handsome and confident in his tailored suit. If he noticed her, he gave no sign. When the officiant asked if anyone objected, Vanessa remained silent, her letter heavy in her purse. It wasn't until the reception, champagne flowing and dinner plates cleared away, that everything changed. The DJ announced it was time for speeches, and Ryan's best man delivered a predictably sentimental toast about soulmates finding each other. Then Olivia took the microphone, radiant in her wedding gown. "Before we continue celebrating, there's someone else I'd like to hear from." Her eyes found Vanessa across the room. "Someone who has an important perspective on love and truth." A murmur rippled through the crowd as all heads turned toward Vanessa. Ryan's face drained of color as he registered her presence for the first time. With trembling legs, Vanessa made her way to the front of the room. Olivia handed her the microphone, their fingers brushing in a moment of unexpected solidarity. Vanessa unfolded her letter, heart pounding so loudly she was sure the microphone would pick it up. She looked directly at Ryan as she began to read. "This isn't about revenge," she started, her voice gaining strength with each word. "This is about truth and how we can only heal when we acknowledge what really happened." She spoke about love and betrayal, about the pain of being erased from one's own story. She never named Ryan explicitly, never hurled accusations or insults. Instead, she talked about how relationships should end, with honesty and respect, even when it's difficult. "The opposite of love isn't hate," she concluded, feeling lighter with each word. "It's indifference, and today, I'm finally indifferent to the pain of the past. I'm ready for a future built on truth." The room was utterly silent when she finished. Vanessa handed the microphone back to a wide-eyed Olivia, nodded once to Ryan's pale face, and walked steadily toward the exit. Behind her, she heard the growing buzz of whispers, then Olivia's voice, clear and resolute. "I think we need a moment, everyone." Outside, the evening air was cool against Vanessa's flushed skin. She had done it, spoken her truth without malice, reclaimed her narrative without vengeance, and waiting by the fountain, just as he promised, was Daniel. The new beginning. "You came?" Vanessa said, surprised by the emotion catching in her throat. Daniel stood by the ornate hotel fountain, hands in his pockets, autumn wind ruffling his dark hair. I said I would. He studied her face. How did it go? Before she could answer, the hotel doors burst open. Olivia emerged, still in her wedding gown but without her veil, moving with purpose across the courtyard. Several guests followed, including Ryan, his face contorted with a mixture of anger and panic. "Olivia, please," he called after her. "We can talk about this." "Whatever Vanessa told you." "She didn't have to tell me anything," Olivia replied, her voice carrying across the space. "You confirmed it all when I saw your face as she spoke." She pulled the diamond ring from her finger, placing it deliberately on the fountain's edge. "I won't build my life on lies, Ryan." Vanessa felt Daniel's hand on her arm, gently pulling her away from the unfolding drama. "Let's go," he murmured. "This isn't about you anymore." They walked in silence through the hotel gardens, the sounds of the disrupted wedding fading behind them. Night was falling, the first stars appearing in the deepening blue sky. "I didn't plan for that to happen," Vanessa finally said. "Olivia asked me to speak. I just read my letter." "The one you wrote that night at my place?" She nodded. "I didn't want to destroy anything. I just needed to tell the truth." Daniel's pace slowed. Sometimes the truth does destroy things that maybe shouldn't have existed in the first place. They reached his car, but neither made a move to get in. The moment felt suspended, significant in ways Vanessa couldn't quite articulate. "Thank you for being here," she said, looking up at him. "For always being here, actually." Something shifted in Daniel's expression, a decision being made. "There's something I should have told you a long time ago," he said quietly. "But the timing never seemed right, and I didn't want to complicate your healing after Ryan." Vanessa felt a strange flutter in her chest, a recognition of something that perhaps had always been there, unacknowledged. "Tell me now," she whispered. "I've been in love with you since our junior year of college," Daniel said, his voice steady despite the magnitude of his confession. "When you and Ryan got together, I stepped back. Your happiness mattered more than my feelings. But watching you find your strength these past months, seeing you stand up for your truth today, I can't stay silent anymore." The world seemed to still around them. Vanessa studied her oldest friend's face, seeing him with new eyes. The steadiness that she had always attributed to friendship suddenly revealed itself as something deeper, more enduring. "Why didn't you ever say anything?" she asked. "Because love isn't about possession or timing," he said simply. "It's about wanting the best for someone, even if that doesn't include you." Vanessa reached for his hand, feeling the familiar calluses on his palm from years of playing guitar. "That's what real love sounds like," she said softly. "Not the fairy tale version, but something true." Daniel's smile was cautious, hopeful. "I'm not asking for anything, Ness. I just couldn't watch you walk into your next chapter without knowing the whole truth." "The truth," she repeated, the word taking on new meaning after everything that had happened. "It seems to be the theme of the day." They stood there, hands linked, as the evening deepened around them. Vanessa thought about all the versions of love she had known, the deceptive passion with Ryan, the steadfast friendship with Daniel that had been something more all along, the unexpected solidarity with Olivia. "I can't promise anything right now," she told him honestly. "I'm still finding my way back to myself. But I'd like to explore this, whatever it is between us, slowly, truthfully." Daniel's smile widened. "I've waited 6 years. I think I can handle slowly." As they finally got into the car, Vanessa felt something settle inside her. Not the dramatic closure of a fairy tale ending, but the quiet opening of a new beginning. One built on honesty, mutual respect, and the kind of love that grows stronger in the light of truth. 3 months later, Vanessa would receive a postcard from Bali, a solo honeymoon repurposed as a journey of self-discovery. "Thank you for your courage," Olivia had written. "Some endings are really beginnings in disguise." Vanessa pinned it to her fridge, right next to a photo of her and Daniel at a concert, his arm around her shoulders, both of them laughing at something outside the frame. 2 reminders of how speaking the truth, however difficult, clears the path for the life and love you're meant to find.